McGaleer, the kings of the ring. Dropkick the Commute, we're just getting started still. Mufussy and Galeer.
Hello and welcome to Dropkick the Commute for September 30th. Galeer, we're almost done a whole nother month.
I know, dude. The leaves are changing. The air is sort of crisp. We're not quite there yet. I guess it depends on where you are. Yeah, it's fall season, bro. I got my hoodie on.
Hell yeah.
We're cooking. We're cooking in the hoodie. I had to take out my AC.
Oh my god. Well, Galeer, the seasons might be changing, but you know what is a constant in the world?
What's that?
Professional wrestling, baby.
Oh, I thought they ended that. I thought it stopped.
Oh no, it's still going.
Oh, okay. All right, we're...
Yeah. Before we get into the weekly show, so we have a whole week to catch up on. We took a little break there, but we got a couple of little news tidbits here before we go into the shows. So, big announcement. Summerslam 2025 is going to be in New Jersey, and it is going to be 2 nights. It's going to be the first one. Wait,
is that why you're saying you want to go? Or no, you said you want to go to WrestleMania.
I want to go to Mania, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are we doing that?
I don't know. It's going to be expensive.
That New Jersey's pretty good, though. That's cool.
Yeah, MetLife
That's
Stadium.
Like
that's exciting.
Yeah.
So that's fun. The first 2-night SummerSlam confirmed for next year. So boom. It'll be interesting. I feel like SummerSlam this year, the good thing about 2 nights is they can have way more matches and way more stories.
I was gonna say it's gonna feel a lot like another WrestleMania.
Right.
Do you think we'll get to a point where like everything becomes a 2-night event and then WrestleMania becomes like a 3-night event?
Or like a week-long event?
Oh my god. I don't know if I'd be able to take that.
I would not. WrestleMania
I can barely handle 2 nights.
WrestleMania takes over a whole town, and it's like it's like a street-wide wrestling match.
I will say I do like the 2-night format. When they first did it, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it is good because, you know, WrestleMania before that, everything was like an 8-hour show.
Yeah.
It was fun. You know, it's a lot.
I never really experienced it because, you know, I watched WrestleMania 23 a long time ago, and I saw some of the older ones, you know, back then. But the ones that I watched live, for me, have always been 2 nights, because I started watching, you know, I got caught up right before WrestleMania 37. So, that was in Tampa, or whatever. Was it in Tampa, or was it Orlando?
Yeah, it was Tampa.
So yeah, it was in Tampa, and that was the first one that I saw live, really. So I've always been used to the 2-night format, and I really enjoy it. You know, it makes you look forward to the next day. It makes the whole weekend feel like a whole event, and it's just very exciting. So SummerSlam is gonna cook. Did you finish the Vince McMahon documentary?
I believe I have 1 episode left.
Okay.
But I've watched most of it.
Okay.
I've watched everything pre-allegations.
Yeah.
Well, I guess pre the most recent allegations.
Yeah.
Good, you know, good. I think it's a really good, comprehensive, like, history if you don't know, like, anything.
Yeah.
Or if you know little to nothing about, like, just what Vince has done and, like, what everything about WWF and WWE.
Yeah.
So, I think it's a good, like I didn't know about some of the stuff. Like, I didn't know about the whole Ring Boy scandal. I didn't know about the whole Wendy Richter thing.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot that I didn't know.
So for me, I actually knew about all of it because I listened to, I mentioned this early in a different episode, but Behind the Bastards, it's like a podcast on Spotify, and they did a 6-part series on Vince, And this pretty much followed the same format. Episode to episode. I don't think it was the same guys, but it was literally like the same exact timeline. The whole steroid thing, the ring voice thing, Wendy Richter, like all of it. So yeah, kind of what you were saying. I think this would be good for showing someone like, hey, do you know all the shit Vince McMahon did? And they'd be like, no, what are you talking about? And, like, if you are living under a rock or you've literally never seen any wrestling before, know nothing about Vince McMahon, this is a very good documentary to show them. For hardcore fans, we didn't really learn too many new things, other than, you know, you learned a few things. But I think what was very interesting to me was, and it kind of sucks because you didn't watch the last episode, so I won't spoil too much of it. But
yeah, I mean, I don't care.
Okay, then I will. Fuck you.
I'm good. Yeah, I can do it. I don't care.
So right when the allegations happened, like the most recent allegations, they asked Bruce Pritchard. They're like, "Hey, so you saw the documentary, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, it sucked. It was one-sided. I think you're painting him in a horrible light and all this stuff." And then it says 1 day later, and that's when the first news story broke. So they interviewed him the day before that those allegations came out, and it, you know, it's just so like damning to Bruce Pritchard. He's like, oh my god, this guy's he's such a great guy. He did all this stuff for my wife. He did this stuff for me, and then that comes out, and it's like, holy fuck, dude.
I don't know if Bruce Pritchard even came out and said anything about, like, the allegations.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So
I don't know.
That makes him look even worse. It'd be really funny to see him double back and be like, hey, wait a minute.
Wait a
minute.
But I think the other cool thing about it was we got to hear from Vince directly, which you really don't see often in many pieces of media. You know, like, this was an in-depth story about him from him, essentially.
Yeah, and it's funny, though, because he paints it like you're gonna, like, really, like, learn that he's a different person, and you don't, like...
Oh, yeah.
Everyone but Vince was like, yeah, Vince McMahon and Mr. McMahon are the same person.
Yeah, and they're like, so you don't see the problem with that? And he's like, no. He's like, what do you mean? Like, he has no remorse about any of the situations.
No.
Zero regrets. He's just he's a madman, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, he certainly is something. But yeah, I'm probably gonna actually watch that last episode tonight. But
hell yeah.
Yeah, a good little series. Honestly, like, I would just like put it on, like, in the background.
Yeah, and it would honestly be a good way to get people into wrestling. As crazy as that sounds, like, you have this guy.
It's like Dark Side of the Ring, you know? Like, I show a lot of non-wrestling fans Dark Side of the Ring, and they love that shit.
Right. Yeah, and yeah, I think it was really well done. Hopefully we get, like, more from it later on. Like, I'd be very interested to see the same people maybe make a doc about, like, the current landscape as well after him. And, like, the comparison between it.
I think it could be good, but I think we'll need more time before that.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, that was what, like 50 years of shit. Like,
right, versus like the last 2 years.
Yeah. So, but yeah, very good good stuff from Netflix on there. Lastly, last bit of news. Insider Gaming reported that AEW is searching for new game developers for their next game. And AEW said, or sources at AEW said, that it was drastically over budget, very much under-delivered, and it was kind of cooked. It wasn't good. So they're acknowledging that their game wasn't good, which is good.
Leading up to its release, they literally said, like, they were not on good terms with Ukes.
Right.
So, you know, which is not good. Yeah, no, that game. I'm sorry to anyone who likes the game. It's unplayable to me. I was one match in and I was just like, I'll go play 2K instead.
Yeah.
Like, it sucked because we were all hyped for it, and it was hyped up during a period where we didn't have 2K.
Right.
Like this new era of 2K, so to speak, like post 2K22.
Yeah, and then it came out so late. Well, post 2K20, right? Like 2K22.
Yeah, post 2K20, right.
Sometimes I forget about 2K22 because it was like
it was. I mean, it was good.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. I hope they can redeem themselves. And I hope they take their time with it too.
I hope so too.
A lot of people want it now, but it's like I know, and they took their time with Fight Forever, but even then it was garbage.
And the thing is too, like, I think the concept was great. I think the arcade style does have a place. And I think it would work, but the problem was it felt so clunky and it just felt half-baked. Like, there wasn't much content.
It was clunky, and it was half-baked, half-assed. Like, the majority of the DLC packs.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? Charging people $20 for 3 wrestlers. That, you know, I don't know. It's just like...
And the other thing is, the majority of the wrestlers had the same moves. Like, you would pick a different person. Yeah, you would pick a different person, and it was like, you're playing the same character, you know? Like, 2K24, yeah, some people have, like, very similar movesets, but they all feel different, for the most part, you know? So, hopefully we get something good, if they decide to make another AEW game at some point. I would hope so.
One can hope.
Yeah.
Pray for Ukes.
Yeah, pray for Ukes. Where do you want to start with the weekly shows, Galeer?
Well, seeing as we're in the new week, we should cover the big moments.
Yeah.
Like a big moment from each show. I'm thinking we start fresh.
Right.
This time last week on Monday Night Raw, we saw Jey Uso win the Intercontinental.
A very unexpected
fashion. How do you feel about this? And let me hear what you think about it.
I am sad that Braun essentially had a very, very short run. I mean, we're still gonna get things from Braun. People are like, "Oh my God, they just buried him." No, they didn't. They did not bury him. It sucks his run was short, but it's not like his amount of success that he has had in the time he's been on Raw, like, he's still cooking, he's still doing great, and he's still gonna do great stuff, you know?
I'll say that, I mean, we were upset that they took so long to put it on him, and they had Sammy beat him, and then I think, like, if he had initially won that first match against Sammy, I think I would have considered it a much better run.
I agree.
But even then, he had, 2 title defenses, including Jey.
And one of them, again, was against Sammy. So his only other defense was against Sammy.
It was just, the rest of the time was the tournament.
Yeah. That's right. I'm not mad about Jey Uso winning. I think...
No.
I think it'll definitely add some more, like, intrigue to how he fits. I feel like he's gonna fit back in with the Bloodline eventually, or if Jimmy comes back. Like, I think it would be kind of cool to see another Jimmy J match, maybe for the Intercontinental, but make it like a good match instead of what we got at WrestleMania.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think it was a really good, like, historical match for Jey.
Yeah, for sure.
Winning that first singles championship, and it was like a feel good moment.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate that it involved a very strange title reign for Braun Breaker. Yeah. So I wonder if they're gonna, like, fit him into that Braun story.
Yeah, maybe.
But
The other thing I am happy about though regarding this is we got a fucking title change on Raw, which we haven't had in like so long. You know,
it very rarely happens. So,
yeah. It's always nice
good.
when you have those unexpected moments.
Yeah, it's good. No, it was a solid match too.
Yeah.
I just love that Jay has basically like adopted the spear.
Yeah.
As like one of his signature moves.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know what else.
There's one more very big thing from Raw.
Yeah.
Dominic Mysterio is going to be hanging in a shark cage at Bad Blood.
How are they gonna do that?
Bro, I don't know.
Like, what's it gonna... I just keep thinking to myself, what's it gonna look like?
I have no idea. Did you see the graphic for it, though? It is so fucking funny.
Oh, yeah.
He's standing there and he's like, ah!
Oh my god, it's good. Yeah, this is kind of wild. Like,
very.
And it has, like, obviously, like, she was like, you're gonna be behind bars, but, like, it has nothing to do with anything. And I think that's why I love it so much. It's just because it's
just
one
there.
of those wacky little wrestling things that makes no fucking sense.
It's not like they're trying to free him or like this stuff. No, he's just hanging there. And their reasoning
hanging.
is like, oh, he's interfered in every match. Okay, bar him from ringside or like ban him from the arena. But no.
Or make it like a steel cage.
Everyone's going to watch him and make him hang from a shark cage.
I love it.
Above
This is
the
what
ring.
they wanted to do with the custody of Dominic.
Yeah, right.
Present day thing, but this is like the logical next step. It adds another layer to the show of like stuff to look forward to and like gimmicky things.
Yeah, it's gonna be really goofy, and I'm excited for it. NXT. So I got a few things on NXT here. Wes Lee and Zachary Wentz had a really, really good split screen promo. We've talked about those, how, like, very similar to the Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins promo that they did a long time ago. We've talked about how these can go either way. Like, it's like they're trying to replicate that moment, and it's like, I don't know. This one I feel like did do well. And, you know, they're fucking swearing at each other. They're like, you're a piece of shit. I'm going to fuck you up and, like, all this stuff. And then Zachary Wentz gets up from his chair and he's like, I'm going to go find that motherfucker. And he walks backstage. Wesley gets up. He walks out. He's like, all right, come at me. And then they have a little brawl backstage. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's heating up. What are they building to?
They're going to have another match on CW. I believe they're having a street fight tomorrow.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I'm going to tune into that. That's going to be good.
Speaking of CW, we had a little goodbye from USA. You specifically texted me about this this video package, if you want to talk about it a little bit. Because you've certainly seen more NXT than I have.
Yeah, and I started watching, like, basically around that time, a little after. I started watching it in 2019. I remember, I'm pretty sure the first match I watched, like, live on NXT television was the, when Keith Lee won the North American Championship from Roderick Strong.
Oh,
that
shit.
was, like, that solidified for me, like, I love Keith Lee.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite wrestlers. Where are you, Keith Lee? Come back. But, you know, I watched that, and then COVID happened, and I watched all of NXT. I was watching every week for the entirety of, you know, being quarantined up, you know, through, like, Pat McAfee and, like, Finn Balor winning back the title, and I think Kyle O'Reilly won it at one point, or he almost did.
Yeah.
And then, all the way through 2.0, you know, so, like, and they were just recapping a ton of stuff, and it was just like, I don't know, I like felt proud as a fan to be able to, like, watch some of that and be like, damn, I was there for, like, a lot of that.
Yeah.
It was just very nostalgic, and again, like, a lot of matches that, like, I consider some of my favorite matches have happened on NXT, and which ultimately led me to realize that NXT is, like, my favorite weekly program.
Yeah.
So they moved to the CW network. I think CW, I believe, is more accessible to people too if you just have like basic cable.
It is,
I'm
yeah.
not mistaken.
So that's actually when I had basic cable a long time ago, because we didn't really pay for any cable. CW was one that I had, and they would actually play reruns of, I want to say, SmackDown.
I was gonna say I remember SmackDown being like either
because it used to be My TV as well, that same
My
channel.
TV network,
Yeah. So they would play like older episodes of stuff. So they used to have a deal a long time ago, but the other thing is, so number one, it's more accessible, but number two, CW is like really pushing this. So I think it's going to be really, really good for like the growth of NXT. And especially with their first two shows being in like arenas, you know, I think it's really going to cook, and it's going to set a good first impression for them. And the other thing, I don't know if you saw, but it's confirmed to be TV 14 on CW. So
We're
you
no
might have a little bit more
PG.
freedom there.
Yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. So, and it's a really good card for tomorrow as well.
Yeah, good show.
It's gonna cook. The
Hell yeah.
last thing on NXT was Roxanne and Julia had like this weird little press conference segment where,
Dude, it was like a video game press conference.
yeah, it was very interesting. So we had like media in the crowd, and they were asking Julia and Roxanne questions, and Julia was like, oh, you know, I'm determined. I came here to win that championship and all that stuff. And Roxanne's like, no, I'm better than you. You're not going to win it and all this stuff. And then you hear a voice from...
Oh, I immediately knew.
Yeah, you hear a voice, and people are like, huh? And Byron Saxon's like, media, please wait until you're called on. And then the voice talks again, and it's Stephanie Vaquer on the screen, and she's like, what are you going to do when I'm waiting on the other side of the NXT Championship match? So she's immediately going to come in as well and be in the running for the title.
Good. I'm here for it. We need more, just more like star power.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's cool, but I don't know when she'll be here, you know?
Yeah. Hopefully soon.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully soon. We also had a nice little moment with Sol Ruka and CM Punk, and I was like, those are cool dudes right there.
You geeked out.
I did. Yeah, I would say that's NXT.
Yeah.
We had a couple more, you know, little moments on there, but that's the big stuff. Dynamite Grand Slam, Galeer.
Mm-hmm.
Nigel.
They did the Nigel match first.
Nigel McGuinness versus Bryan Danielson. First match. I was not expecting it to be the first match.
Yeah.
They did a little music bait and switch. Nigel standing in the ring, and then he's like, well, is he going to come out? Crying Bryan isn't going to come out. And, you know, his regular American Dragon music plays. Nothing. Silence. And they're like, oh my God, he's not showing up. So the ref starts to count to 10. And he's like, he gets to around 6. And then Final Countdown starts playing, and Bryan comes out.
Get it? Because he's counting down.
Yes. What did you think of the match?
Good match. And I like that he tapped out Nigel. I don't know. It was definitely a good match for an opener, but again, given everything that's happened so far, it was a choice to have it be the opener. I think I would have liked it to be the main event, just to kind of build. If we're really gonna play into the intrigue of like, is he gonna show up? Make it the main event, and then like have little story points throughout the night, kind of like. I don't know, whatever you want to do for it, but like, regardless, a very good match.
Yeah.
And I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm glad they got to have this match.
Yeah, it was very good. I really enjoyed it. We saw some really, really good ring work from Nigel. That man can fucking go still. One thing that was interesting was when he tapped, he said thank you. So it's like,
yeah, I don't know.
thank you for having this match, maybe, or thank you for letting me
Maybe,
have one
and,
more.
Maybe, and maybe he just like maybe that's gonna be it, and I don't know if he'll keep wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't know.
After the match, Christian Cage's music hits. He comes out, hold contract in hand, seemingly about to cash it in. Brian's like, come on, bro, let's go. He takes out his pen. He opens the case. He's about to sign it. Kip Sabian runs out the tunnel and steals Christian's pen.
Jeez.
Just yoinks it out of his
Interesting.
hand, and Christian is like, man!
Yeah.
And then he chases him out of there.
So what, does he like want Christian to be his dad? Is
I
that
guess.
where we are now?
I think
like,
so, because Tony Schiavone mentioned something about it too.
Yeah, I don't really know, because at first they were bullying him because he didn't have a dad, and now he like wants Christian to be his dad. I mean, I say go for it, throw him in there. Kip Sabian has no direction, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Poor guy. But yeah, it was very goofy. I wonder when Christian will cash that in as well.
Yeah. I don't know, but certainly interesting, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Hook retains the FTW championship, and he retires
And
it.
that's
He
right.
says, it's time for a new start. All good things must come to an end. And he takes the FTW championship. He gives it to Taz. Taz cries. He's like, oh my God.
Yep.
I'm so sad.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, one less belt to worry about.
Yeah.
And I think he had a good match with Roddy.
Yeah, he did. It was a good good little bout there.
Good way to close out 4 years of the FTW championship kind of like being recognized.
Yeah.
We had some good champions, but we knew it belonged with Hook, and
It was
we
Hook's
know
title. It
belongs
felt
with-
weird
Yeah,
when it wasn't on
It was
Hook.
that family's title.
Yeah, right.
And to point out too, basically every person that held the title in the last 4 years, aside from Jericho, was under like Taz's wing.
Right.
Like Brian Cage and Ricky Starks and all those guys. So
Yeah.
rest in peace for the World Championship.
That's not what it's called, and you know that.
Oh, sorry.
Prince Nana comes out,
Oh yeah, this is crazy.
and he starts talking. He's like, you guys are wondering about Swerve. I got your answers for you. And then MVP comes out. Very unexpected. And he's like, hey, Nana, you're a bad manager. Give Swerve my card. Here. So MVP wants to manage Swerve. I don't know where they're heading with this. Seemingly
Some people are saying Hurt Business.
Hurt Business
Some people are
2.0,
saying,
Bobby Lashley.
Lashley's gonna show up. I say don't have Swerve go with MVP. Have him feud against MVP and like Bobby Lashley or whoever he brings in, Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah.
I think that's the move, but again, I don't know. All I could think was, oh my God, he's about to bring out Bobby Lashley.
Right.
Which you kind of assume because MVP's kind of managed him for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
So
long time.
I don't know. What do you think?
Probably. I know Bobby Lashley's kind of doing stuff on his YouTube channel right now, so
Oh, he's a YouTuber.
he
now.
is a YouTuber now, yeah, and he's doing stuff for charity, I believe. So I don't know.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's good.
So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if he's gonna come to wrestle. I imagine he will.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when. Maybe at Dynamite 5, bring him out.
Good.
Who knows,
to say?
honestly. Did you see there were some clips from Swerve Strickland was on the Breakfast Club podcast.
Oh, dude.
Did you
yeah,
see that?
This was sick.
I watched that podcast because I was very interested. I love Swerve, dude.
He's the best.
His story is interesting. But what I thought was really funny is he was keeping kayfabe alive and everything, and one of the interviewers was like, "So you bought your childhood house, right?" And he's like, "Oh, thanks for bringing it up. I did." And they're like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And he's like, "So you guys don't watch?" And they're like, "No, we're busy. We haven't watched." And he's like, and he explains the whole Hangman thing and everything. And one of the girls on there was like, "You guys planned that. You planned it, right?" And he's like, "Why would I plan my house to burn down?"
It was so... Kayfabe is so dead, it's not even funny.
Yeah, it's
this was
dead,
so
but it's
good,
like
though.
it's really good because he's keeping it alive, and they're like, "So what do you do?" And they're like, "Why is he not in jail?" And he's like, "That's what I'm saying."
Yeah. Oh, it's good, dude. That's so cool that he was there too. The Breakfast Club is like a very well-renowned like podcast radio show, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it was a really good episode. I've never seen an episode of their show, but it was a really good episode.
Very big in like the rap scene.
Yeah.
And hip hop scene.
Yeah. It was really great, and I think Swerve. He's one of the highest paid wrestlers right now. That came out about his contract and everything. He's showing it, man. He was on Busted Open. He's on the Breakfast Club. He's doing media everywhere. He is.
I hate that people are saying that like he's getting paid too much.
Right.
Like,
and he talked about that too in the episode. He talked about that in the episode too because he was referring to I'm sorry I can't remember, but he was referring to a quarterback in the NFL from like 50 years ago. He was a black quarterback and he got paid like a fuck ton, like above market value. And the same conversation was being had about the NFL at the time. And they're like,
pay them above market value. Fucking like,
yeah, and
people are saying it's like unrealistic to the market. Okay, the market is about to change then, man. Like,
yeah, and he's like, it's insane that in 50 years people are having the same conversation about sports and black athletes. It's like,
yeah, dude,
he's fucking incredible.
I know.
He puts on,
and he's like out here doing the most. Not even wrestling.
Right.
Like he's doing
media,
like all of his shit on the side.
Yeah, all the shit on the side. He does media. He does he puts on banger matches. Just he's getting Tony Khan's money's worth. He swears
fucking
dude.
Strickland, bro.
He is. Yeah. And they asked him specifically. They were like, "Oh, would you ever want to go back to WWE?" He's like, "Hell no." Like, I'm loving building AEW up, and it's like, the fact that it exists and he can help write the history of AEW, it's like, he's vibing, man. So, shout out to Swerve. Fucking incredible dude. And I'm excited to see what is going on in his future. Last, to end out Dynamite, we had Jon Moxley versus Darby Allin. Mox wins. It was a good match overall. Darby got fucking destroyed numerous times because Darby is an insane human being. And
he got like thrown out of the ring
left and right, man.
Yeah, no, this was just like all right, Darby,
get ready.
Show me what you got.
Yeah,
get ready.
Pretty much. Get ready.
I will say, I don't think it actually ended quite quick, in my opinion. I thought it was a fairly short match.
Yeah.
For what they're, the weight that they put on.
I want to say it was roughly like 15 minutes or so.
It was pretty short. But obviously, like, this would be the main event since Nigel and Danielson went first.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, just kind of how we predicted it. He took out Darby with a Death Rider, and he's gonna go on and face Danielson.
Yeah. Mox was in the ring celebrating, and Danielson comes out. He like sneaks behind him, jumps over the barrier, sneaks behind him, and he's got a tie in his hand, and he starts choking out Mox.
Yep.
And the BCC come out, start beating the shit out of Danielson. Everyone else comes out. There's fucking chaos in the ring. Danielson picks up the mic and he goes, "You want war, Mox? I declare war." So they are going to have their match at Wrestle Dream for the AEW World Championship.
Let's do it. Let's see it.
And
I think it's where he retires it.
I would be okay with it. Would you?
You're okay with it? Yeah, I'd be okay with it.
I feel like Mox is, of all
opponent.
people, like, why not Mox, right? He is the guy who has kept AEW alive through very numerous periods of its history. He steps up when he needs to, and I'd be okay with it.
He'd also hold I believe he'd hit the record for most world title.
Yeah, he would be the first 4-time champion.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
In 5 years.
Yeah. One thing that was really funny, I don't know if you saw it on Twitter, but Danielson choked out Mox with the tie. Justin Roberts retweeted it, and he was like, "I know that feeling."
Oh God, he had flashbacks. He had
Poor
trauma.
guy.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good.
Oh man.
Let's hop over to SmackDown.
Smack diddly.
SmackDown. Randy came out and he's like, "Hey Cody, I don't have a problem with you teaming with Roman unless you make it a problem." And then he stares at his title.
Come on, we know where we're going.
Is he gonna turn on him? The legend killer.
I feel like last week I was like, Cody's not gonna turn. I don't think. I think he might turn now with like because he's just like they're like, "Oh my God, you're teaming with Roman," and he goes, "Don't worry about it."
Yeah. What if he turns on Roman?
Cody?
Yeah. Would that give him heat?
That would be fucking funny.
That would give him some heat.
Yeah, then we get that match.
If he fucking turned on Roman and then, everyone's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I don't know. I mean like...
No, I want to win the match. I'm going to get the pin. I'm the champion.
I don't really know I don't really know how it's going to end. I'm not going to front like I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have too many thoughts on this. What do you think?
I just think Cody's going to turn heel at some point. I really think it. I know, like, last week we were kind of in, but I feel like he needs to, man.
That's what people said about him in AEW, and then he left.
Well, he's not going to leave WWE. So... I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really interested to see what happens at Bad Blood. I truly, kind of like what we said last week, I think Bad Blood is going to be a sleeper hit pay-per-view. I think it's going to be fucking fire.
100%.
Yeah. And there's going to be some crazy shit that happens. I 100% believe it.
Word.
Did you see the little production mishap with Bailey? It was rather unfortunate.
No, I must like been looking. Oh yeah, the graphic, right?
No. She came out and they played the Damage Control Jumbotron.
Oh, yep, I saw that too. Yeah, I thought that was a photo. Like I saw it on Twitter, but I thought it was a Photoshop thing.
No, it happened. They played the Damage Control video, and people were like, "What the fuck?" And Bailey turned around and she just like shook her head, dude. I'm like, "God damn it, they're shafting her."
Oh, poor Bailey.
Like, just little stuff like this for Bailey, dude. It's like, makes me sad.
I know, because it's unfortunate because she's already kind of in a tough position where like this isn't really helping her case, but she is gonna rematch Nia Jax.
She is.
For the title.
She had a match with Naomi this week. After some kind of weird circumstances with the tag match last week, I thought it was a little strange, the whole setup.
Yeah, I kind of just suppressed it.
Yeah, but Bailey and Naomi put on a banger. Really good match. And she is going to rematch for the title, which is exciting.
Yeah.
Once again, not on the pay-per-view.
Questionable behavior, but
yeah.
They really are just like, if we have more than 5 matches on this card, we're gonna die.
Yeah, they have limited to 5, and they are not going over. They are not going under. That's it. 5 matches.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lastly, KO and Randy had a tag match against the Bloodline, and Cody came out at the end to help. And Kevin Owens is pissed at Cody. This helped build to, them questioning Cody's decisions. KO specifically said, like, hey, we got this, don't come help. Cody came out and helped, and it cost them the match. The Bloodline ended up winning.
Yeah.
So Kevin Owens was like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, fuck you, Cody. Like, stop.
Yeah.
Why do we gotta... I was about to say Cody's got main character syndrome, but he kind of is the main character.
He is the main character.
But not right now,
Yeah.
Let it go, Cody. Let your friends fight their own battles. I don't know. I'm not really subscribed to any of this stuff going on in SmackDown. I just want to see the Bad Blood match, and that's it.
Right. I do too.
I want to let go of it. Yeah.
I am going to SmackDown.
Yes, you're going...
On the
soon.
11th. So it's going to be next week.
2
It's going to be
weeks.
the one after Bad Blood.
Oh,
So-
wow.
so not this
you're
Friday,
gonna get
but
the
next
fresh
Friday.
Fresh new storylines,
Yes,
hopefully.
sir. I'm hoping it's a banger show. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I hope it is too. That's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah, brother.
You'll have to tell us all about your experience.
I will. Grand Slam Collision, Galeer.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
Yes. Did you?
I did. Not bad. I thought it was good. It's pretty alright.
Yeah.
Saraya rules match. Saraya versus Jamie Hayter. Pretty good, I thought. Interesting. Saraya rules, kind of odd. But Jamie Hayter,
It's just a no DQ.
it's a no DQ, but the whole thing was Jamie Hayter can't use a weapon, but she puts Saraya through a table and then hit her with a chair. So I was a little confused about that.
Rules out the window.
But it was pretty good. Harley Cameron had a fucking rough landing on one of the tables. Did you see that shit?
Yeah, when she she was supposed to go through it, but didn't.
She brought Jamie Hayter down off the turnbuckle, hit the first table, didn't go through the second table, and her spine hit the second table, and I was like, oh my fucking god.
It could not have felt good. But,
Yeah, it looked real rough there.
yeah, she pulled through.
Also, during that match, Harley Cameron was on top of Jamie Hayter, beating the shit out of her. And Daddy Magic was like, oh my god, it's Saturday night. And they're like, bro, you have the biggest smile on your face I've ever seen. And he goes, what do you want from me? I like a good psycho.
Daddy Magic should do more commentary.
He really should. Bring that man on Dynamite every once in a while. He's real funny.
He's in a good spot.
Jericho wants the fucking ROH title. Exactly what you
I
said
told
was going
you.
to happen.
And he's gonna win it.
yeah.
I know he is.
He did a bit with Mark Briscoe after their tag match with the conglomeration, and Learning Tree wins the match, and then he's looking at the camera and he's doing the title thing where he's pointing at his waist and he's like, "That's mine, that's mine."
Yep,
It's like, God damn it, dude, you were right.
Go home. I'm over it.
Yeah,
You did it. You did enough damage with the FTW title.
it's such a tragedy, dude. Stay out of it. Leave your sweaty paws off all the titles, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's real goofy.
Yeah.
The MXM collection had the New York Fashion Walk. This shit had me dying. They are so funny. There was a guy.
So good.
There was a guy in the crowd who's like, "This sucks," and he was like, "Boo!" I'm like, "Shut the fuck up! This is good shit. This is funny as hell." So they have all these models come out, and they're all holding up face cutouts of Mason Madden and Mansoor
Yeah.
to like cover their faces. They're like, you know, showing off these clothes and outfits. They're like, oh, I saw this outfit in a vision when I was blah blah blah. And like they're talking about like all this stuff. Then lastly, they bring out the biggest model of them all, Hans, and he's showing off the new jacket. And they're like, oh, Hans, it's beautiful. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And he goes, everyone wants to see you take it off. So he takes it off. And then they're like, oh my God, yes. And they're like, Hans, there's only one more thing for you to do. You can be in the MXM collection, but you have to touch tips. So they touch tips. And then Hans goes to touch tips with them, but he grabs their fingers and he rips off his mask, and it's Billy Gunn.
Too fucking good, man.
So he starts beating the shit out of them. The Acclaimed come out. It's chaos. They run away. They go up the ramp. Fucking when this happened, they do the scissor me daddy ass thing. And fucking Tony Schiavone on commentary goes, scissoring is alive and well here in Queens.
Oh my God. They're gonna do the scissor versus the tips.
They are.
They're gonna scissor their tips off, dude.
Absolutely. And he's gonna say that in a rap.
Scissor. Yeah, Max Caster, I'm a scissor your tip. Better jump ship.
Because everyone loves the Acclaimed.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love the MXM collection, dude. They're so funny.
So good.
They're good.
Galeer. Main event?
Yeah. A lumberjack strap match is not what I thought it was going to be.
I thought they were going to be attached at the strap.
Yeah, but I'm not mad about it. I thought it was fun. And an interesting, you know, thing here. It's a regular lumberjack, but all the lumberjacks have straps to hit the people with. So
yeah, it's a unique twist.
I like it, but I was just like, oh, I thought this was gonna be a strap match, and it kind of was, but not really.
I think at that point, just have them have the strap attaching them.
Yeah,
anyways.
like in addition to that.
Yeah, then there's more straps.
Yeah, we need more straps.
I like this. I think they should call it something else though, because the strap
agree.
match I feel like should just be the. Well, I guess it is. It's a lumberjack strap.
Or a
match,
strapped lumberjack match.
Or a lumber strap.
Lumber strap match, yes!
Or, oh my God, have you seen Juice Robinson? He is literally a lumberjack.
He is fucking unhinged.
Oh my God.
And we're actually going to get Juice Robinson versus Hangman next week.
And he's going to kill him. Hangman's killing everybody.
He's going to kill him.
He's going to show up on the Breakfast Club and he's going to wreak havoc. He's going to burn it down.
Oh, no.
Sorry. I like the Breakfast Club, but that's just how it's got to be sometimes.
Yeah, they talked about Hangman, so now he has to go burn it down.
To prove to them that it's real.
Oh, man. No, I thought the match was good. Lots of good stuff from Jeff Jarrett and Hangman here. It was decent. I'm not really sure what the point was. It was like, okay, we had all the stuff a couple weeks ago, but like they already had a match against each other.
That's another one.
Yeah, have another.
I guess.
But I don't know. I thought it was decent overall. What do you think?
Yeah, it was a pretty okay episode of Collision. I think when you consider Grand Slam as a whole event with every match that happened on both shows, like it was solid. Definitely a weaker Grand Slam than past years, but a Grand Slam nonetheless. I thought it was a really good week for Grand Slam. So, yeah, I'm excited for Dynamite 5. I'm excited to see what they end up doing with everything. I'm excited for Ospreay and Ricochet. They had their little talk show segment.
Yep.
It was very just their moods are so different from what they usually are, and I love it.
Yeah. We're seeing a lot of new stuff from Ricochet, which I love.
Yeah. This is going to be a really good match, and 8 years in the making or whatever. So, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. So that is the week. Pretty crazy week. Lots of good stuff. We have a banger episode of NXT tomorrow. Tonight is the last 3-hour episode of Raw for the year. So that's interesting. Bye-bye. It might be 3
Bye-bye.
hours again when it
See
gets
ya.
back to Netflix, but we don't know. And on the downside, SmackDown is going to be 3 hours starting soon, so fuck me in the ass.
No.
Yeah.
We don't need 3 hours in one show.
Honestly, I'm going to say it. I would rather watch 3 hours of Raw than I would 3 hours of SmackDown. That's just what I'm thinking.
Raw's never been, in my opinion, has never been worse than SmackDown. So
Yeah.
But that is neither here nor there, folks. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being fans of The Commute. And this is the only podcast, of course, where two white dudes talk about wrestling. One of them's in a car, and I'm actually in the car this time. So,
right.
You will not find another like this. Maybe
Nothing else. Nobody else does it.
nothing else. But yeah, go check us out on our socials: Instagram, TikTok, X, and be sure to tune in for the next one, because we're gonna be serving it up, and I think that deserves a beep.
Beep, beep.
Okay, bye.
Dropkick the Commute, shining bright in the night. Join the conversation.